His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, received at Safriya Palace U.S. Ambassador to Bahrain Stephen Grake Bondi and the Commander of the U.S. Naval Forces Central Command, Commander of the U.S. Fifth Fleet, Vice Admiral George Kigoff. His Majesty the King affirmed the depth of strong strategic relations and the close historical partnership between the two friendly countries for decades, based on trust, respect and joint coordination. His Majesty lauded the progress of bilateral cooperation, particularly in the military and defence fields, to achieve joint benefits as two friends and allies, and the joint work to protect navigation and trade in the region and its international corridors. The meeting discussed international developments, particularly regional ones. For their part, the Ambassador of the U.S. Commander expressed their gratitude to His Majesty the King for his role in consolidating the historical friendship ties, close partnership and enhancing cooperation. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree 64 for this year, appointing a Deputy Minister of Interior based on a proposal by the Minister of Interior and following the approval of the Cabinet. Article 1, Lieutenant General Adel bin Khalifa bin Hamad Al Fadl shall be appointed as Deputy Minister of Interior with the rank of Minister. The Deputy Minister of Interior will serve on behalf of the Minister of Interior in managing the Ministry's duties during his absence. The Minister of Interior will outline the specific authorities and responsibilities assigned to the Deputy Minister. Article 2, the Minister of Interior shall implement the provisions of this decree, which will come into effect on August 1st, 2024 and will be published in the Official Gazette. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Under Secretary of the Court of Cassation, Chairman of the Bahrain Pilgrimage Mission, Sheikh Adnan bin Abdullah Al Qattan, and members of the Hajj Committee for the Hajj and Umrah Affairs at Gudaibiya Palace. His Royal Highness commended Saudi Arabia's commitment, led by the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and the support of the Crown Prince Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, to serving Hajj pilgrims and ensuring their rituals are conducted in peace and safety. His Royal Highness highlighted the important role of the Bahrain Pilgrimage Mission and its relentless efforts to facilitate the Hajj pilgrimage for citizens and residents, wishing them further success. He congratulated the pilgrims on their safe return, and for his part, Sheikh Adnan bin Abdullah Al Qattan expressed gratitude for His Royal Highness' commitment to supporting Bahraini pilgrims and ensuring that all resources are directed towards easing pilgrimage. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa and the Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf and Chairman of the High Committee for Hajj and Umrah Affairs, Nawaf bin Mohammed Al Mauda, also attended this meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued a circular on the Ashura holiday, stipulating that the Kingdom's ministries and public institutions will be closed on Tuesday and Wednesday, corresponding to the 16th and 17th of July. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, President of Bahrain Olympic Committee BOC, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, chaired the fifth meeting of the BOC's Board of Directors for the electoral cycle 2020 to 24. His Highness was briefed on the developments in Bahrain's participation in the Paris Olympics 2024. His Highness stressed the importance of preparing in the best way to participate in these Olympics, which which is the most important global sporting event, wishing the Bahraini mission success. His Highness reviewed the latest preparations for the 2024 International School Games to be held in October and the arrangements made by the Olympic Committee to organize the 6th edition of the School Olympics. His Highness directed to involve the largest number of public and private schools. The meeting discussed the latest preparations for Bahrain's hosting of the High Diving World Cup, which qualifies for the 2025 World Aquatics Championship to be held in Singapore, and the adoption of the organizational structure of the Supreme Organization Committee headed by Faris Al-Kohiji. The cooperation agreement between the Olympic Committee and the Art Hotel and Resort was approved to establish the Olympic swimming pool. The Board of Directors approved the formation of a medical committee headed by Faris Nuruddin to study and follow up the requests of players to complete the required treatment. It was decided to coordinate with the International Olympic Academy to inaugurate the bachelor's program in the field of sports management approved from the International Olympic Academy. The Board of Directors approved the electronic store for the sale of all the teams and sports equipment for the Olympic Committee. Bahrain's hosting was approved for the first time for the meeting of the Executive Committee of the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority (GSA), President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received at Al Wadi Palace the President of the International Weightlifting Federation (IWF), Mohammed Al Shemrani. His Highness welcomed the guest, hailing the efforts of the Federation in developing the weightlifting sports in the world. He noted the strong relations between the Bahrain and international and the cooperation between them. During the reception, the Bahrain Weightlifting Federation (BWF) and the IWF signed an agreement for Bahrain to host the World Weightlifting Championship to be held for the first time in Bahrain from December 4th to 15th. His Highness listened to an explanation from the President of BWF on Bahrain's preparations to host the event, the most important facilities that will be equipped and the facilities that will be provided. On the occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed pride in signing the agreement, affirming that Bahrain's hosting of the championship reflects the IWF's confidence in Bahrain's organizational and sports capabilities. He stated that the event enhances Bahrain's status on the global sports map and noted that hosting the championship is a culmination of the efforts to support Bahraini sports, expressing confidence in Bahrain's success in organizing the championship. The Speaker of the Representatives Council, Ahmed Al-Musallam, held a meeting with the Moroccan Speaker of Parliament, Rashid Al-Alami, as part of the official parliamentary visit to Morocco. The two sides affirmed their support of cooperation in light of the historical relations led by His Majesty the King and the Moroccan monarch, and the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister. Al-Musallam affirmed Bahrain's stance in support of Morocco and the initiative of autonomy in the Moroccan Sahara, noting the decision to open a general consulate for Bahrain in Al Oyoun. He hailed the parliamentary relations and the level of coordination, as well as Morocco's honourable stances towards Bahrain and the keenness on bolstering cooperation in developmental fields. For his part, the Moroccan Speaker of Parliament expressed appreciation for the efforts of His Majesty the King in supporting joint Arab action and achieving security and peace in the region, stressing his country's support for Bahrain's initiative to call for and host an international conference for peace in the region and to support the Palestinian cause and the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people. He said Bahrain, with the leadership of His Majesty the King and efforts of the government headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, has a pioneering, advanced, exemplary and modern human rights system. The Representatives Council Speaker and Head of the Parliamentary Division Delegation, Ahmed Miselem, met with the President of Morocco's House of Councils and Speaker of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Mediterranean, Naam Mayara. They discussed the historical brotherly relations between both countries in light of the royal directives of His Majesty the King, the Moroccan monarch, with the support and follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister. Al-Musallam affirmed Bahrain's firm position in support of Morocco. He noted the keenness of the Shura and Representatives Councils to enhance joint cooperation, exchange experiences in the parliamentary and legislative field, coordinate positions in international forums and support joint projects between the two countries. For his part, the President of Morocco's House of Councillors praised the efforts of Bahraini diplomacy in supporting joint Arab action, expressing his country's appreciation for the honourable positions of Bahrain, led by His Majesty the King, in supporting Morocco. He affirmed his country's support of Bahrain and the joint endeavour to achieve a fair and comprehensive peace and enhance development and prosperity in the region, stressing the Moroccan parliamentary keenness to enhance cooperation with the Shura and Representative Councils. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khaled bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, inaugurated in the presence of ministers, officials and guests the Onyx Rotana Hotel in Bahrain Bay. Upon arrival at the hotel, the Deputy Premier was received by the Chairman of the Board of Directors of a Kuhiji Real Estate Development Company, Abdul Ghaffar Kuhiji, and the CEO of the operations at the company, Engineer Mohammed Kuhiji. Sheikh Khaled bin Abdullah affirmed that Bahrain's advanced status as a favorite tourist destination was acquired as a result of the facilitations and incentives provided to establish prominent hotels with global standards in line with the goals of the comprehensive developmental march led by His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister. He also said that the status reflects the success of the efforts to enhance the tourist attractions by developing the infrastructure, waterfronts and services that meet the needs of tourists and visitors to Bahrain. The Deputy Premier stated that the inauguration of the Onyx Rotana Hotel is a step forward for the hotel and real estate development sectors and a valuable addition to family tourism facilities in Bahrain. He hailed the efforts of the company developing project. Sheikh Khaled bin Abdullah toured the hotel and its facilities, congratulating the developing company and wishing them success. And for her part, the Minister of Tourism, Chairwoman of the Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, Fatma Al-Sayrafi, affirmed that the contribution of the private sector to developing the tourism sector is vital for achieving Bahrain Tourism Strategy Goals 2022 to 26. The Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs held its 18th regular session, chaired by President of the SCIA, Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Khalifa. The Council noted His Majesty's affirmation on the importance of preserving Bahraini values and traditions rooted in Arab and Islamic values. The Council congratulated His Majesty the King, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, the royal family, the government and the people of Bahrain, as well as the Islamic nation on the new Hijra year, wishing them many happy returns. The Council praised the directives and visionary insights articulated by His Majesty the King while chairing the Cabinet meeting, which enhanced development and national work across various fields. They expressed appreciation for the royal directive to develop a plan aimed at preserving the historical and cultural identity of Bahrain's buildings and cities. They commended His Majesty's continuous commitment to the unity of Bahrainis and their cohesion, as well as the long-standing characteristics of Bahrain society: openness, tolerance, making Bahrain an oasis of peace and achievement. The Council praised His Majesty's keenness on fostering Arab unity, resolving disputes and promoting peace and good neighborliness in bilateral and regional relations. The Council acknowledged His Majesty the King's support for religious occasions, including the Ashura season, as part of his commitment to affirm Bahrain's leadership in guaranteeing rights and public freedoms. They expressed appreciation for the efforts and services provided by the government, headed by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, in collaboration with relevant civil authorities to ensure the success of the Ashura season. The Council emphasized that these guaranteed freedoms reflect Bahrain's authentic values of tolerance, coexistence and moderation. They also praised the constructive cooperation shown by the participants with the official and relevant civil authorities. They congratulated the pilgrims of Bahrain on their safe return and commended Bahrain's efforts under the leadership of His Majesty the King in managing the affairs of pilgrims. They also expressed appreciation for the efforts of the Supreme Hajj Committee, the Bahrain Hajj Mission and all licensed Bahraini Hajj campaigns. The Council praised the success of the Hajj season as a result of the diligent efforts of Saudi Arabia under the leadership of the custodian of the two holy mosques and his Crown Prince. The Council also discussed the agenda topics. The Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, Amna Al-Rumaihi, participated in a specialized workshop organized by the China Machinery Engineering Corporation on innovative construction technology designed to improve the efficiency and quality of construction projects. The workshop discussed the operational aspects of ready-mix concrete technology widely used in projects across China. It highlighted several benefits for housing projects, particularly its ability to accelerate the completion of residential unit-cell buildings by simplifying construction processes. The workshop emphasized the technology's durability, high-quality construction standards, and compliance with specifications for thermal and noise insulation, water resistance, and fire resistance. She underscored the importance of enhancing cooperation with Chinese firms and exchanging expertise in the building and construction industry to achieve common goals, support the advancement of housing projects, and expedite their execution, while maintaining quality standards to ensure adequate housing for citizens. A delegation from Bahrain's Economic Development Board is taking a 5-day visit to the UK, participating in organizing several high-level business forums, conducting meetings with British investors and companies representing priority economic sectors for Bahrain, including financial services and industry. The delegation is led by the Minister of Sustainable Development and Chief Executive of the Bahrain Economic Development Board, Noor bint Ali Al Khulaif, alongside senior officials from the board. The visit aims to promote the growing investment opportunities in Bahrain and enhance bilateral trade relations between the two countries. The strategic meetings organized by the Council will include participation from partners in the public and private sectors in Bahrain, along with representatives from leading British companies operating in the kingdom, such as PwC Middle East. Their presence highlights success stories and investment growth in Bahrain, leveraging the favorable business environment Bahrain offers. The Malaysian monarch Sultan Ibrahim bin Al Marhum Sultan Iskandar received the credentials of Dr. Walid Khalifa Al Manai as Bahrain's ambassador to Malaysia during an official ceremony held in the Royal Palace in Kuala Lumpur. The ambassador conveyed to the Malaysian monarch the greetings of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister and their wishes of good health and happiness to His Majesty and of further growth and prosperity for Malaysia. He affirmed the importance of supporting the historical relations for the interest of the two countries and their peoples. The Malaysian monarch asked the ambassador to convey his greetings to His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister and his wishes of growth for Bahrain. He congratulated the ambassador on his appointment, wishing him success in his diplomatic duties to support and bolster relations between both countries. The Prime Minister's office announced that applications for the 10th intake of the Prime Minister's Fellowship Programme will open from today to Friday, 9th of August 2024. The Director General of the Prime Minister's Office, Hamad Yaqub Al Mahmid, said that the Prime Minister Fellowship Programme aims to invest in Bahraini youth who are the primary drivers of the kingdom's comprehensive development, led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. He said the program reflects the far-reaching visions of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, in empowering national leaders to enrich government work and promote innovation and creativity across the public sector. The PMO's Director General highlighted the program's benefits, emphasizing its role in preparing highly qualified public sector leaders through intensive 12-month training. The program aims to upskill and reskill young leaders by offering opportunities to learn about public sector decision-making mechanisms, develop plans for government programs that will shape Bahrain's future, and connect with current government officials to gain insight into public sector operations and accountability throughout the decision-making process. Al-Mahmid commended the outcomes of the Prime Minister Fellowship Programme over the past years, noting that successful graduates have secured prestigious positions of responsibility across the public sector. He acknowledged the contribution of current and past fellows in advancing Bahrain's comprehensive development. He also wished the applicants success. Government employees below the managerial level can apply via the PMO's website. The Prime Minister's Fellowship Programme is an ambitious programme that attracts young national energies of public sector workers to enrich their experiences and refine their skills. We have more in this report.
The Prime Minister's Fellowship Programme is a distinct and prominent initiative that aims to advance government cadres. The initiative is the foundation of 9 batches that have passed the programme and assumed many government positions. The Prime Minister's office announced the start of the registration period for the 10th batch of the program. The Prime Minister's Fellowship Program provides its affiliates with exceptional experiences and skills by taking intensive training and being informed on the decision-making mechanism and how to develop government plans. The program is followed up by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister in its various stages, which creates able national leaders that contribute to the development of society to achieve the goals of the comprehensive development process led by His Majesty the King.
Now, a coordination meeting was held between the Public Prosecution, the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Social Development, the Ministry of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf, the Ministry of Information and the Ministry of Education to finalize arrangements for launching a national campaign to protect children from electronic exploitation and blackmail. The purpose of the campaign is to raise awareness about the possible risks children face, such as exploitation and blackmail in the online space. This includes increasing parental control measures and guaranteeing responsibilities in areas where children are present, educating them on how to handle cases where they may become victims of online exploitation and blackmail, setting guidelines for children's interaction with the online space, and using protective electronic applications. Representatives of the participating entities emphasize that the campaign is part of ongoing efforts of the Public Prosecution and the coordinating ministries in raising awareness among the community about protecting children from illegal practices online and the misuse of electronic media to provide a safe environment for children that ensures their healthy and proper upbringing.
The Kingdom of Bahrain has made progress in protecting and preserving the rights of children and achieving sustainable development goals through several historical steps concerned with providing services and full protection for children. Due to the importance of advancing children's affairs, supporting their issues, protecting their rights and providing the necessary care for them, Bahrain took several serious steps, most notably joining many international agreements concerned with protecting the rights of children and the optional protocols in this regard to fulfill all obligations that protect children on its land as well as protect them from crimes outside of the country. Bahrain also launched several initiatives, including the National Center for Child Protection, the National Childhood Strategy, the enactment of the Child Reformist Law and Protection from Ill Treatment, the establishment of the Family and Child Prosecution, and the Course of Reformist Justice and the Judicial Committee of Childhood Issues. Bahrain also created the position of the Child's Rights Commissioner, the National Commission for Childhood, the Child Helpline 998, the Hotline of Reporting Online Crimes 992, and many clubs for children and young people in order for them to exercise their basic rights and freedoms and dignity, equality, health, education, security, safety, and protection through the optimal legal base to protect children in society. The Kingdom of Bahrain provides integrated and comprehensive protection for children's rights.
Meanwhile, Bahrain shows a great commitment to adopting artificial intelligence technologies and benefiting from their potential to achieve a promising future for the kingdom. We have more in this report.
The Kingdom of Bahrain is witnessing a massive technological revolution as a result of its rapid adoption of artificial intelligence technologies in an effort to achieve its future vision aimed at strengthening its status as a leading regional center in the field of innovation and technology. The Shura Council's approval of the law regulating the use of AI is an important step in Bahrain's efforts toward a future powered by AI. The law contributes to enhancing society's confidence in these technologies, attracting investments, and achieving sustainable development. Given the Kingdom's interest in the field of AI and its development, the Sheikh Nasser Artificial Intelligence Research and Development Center fulfilled its commitment to developing responsible and reliable AI solutions through compliance with the International Organization for Standardization, in addition to the international certificates it had previously obtained. As a result of the tireless efforts to keep pace with the world of AI, a member of the National Space Science Agency was recently awarded the title of National Advisor for Artificial Intelligence by the International Group for Artificial Intelligence, which reflects international confidence in the Kingdom's ongoing efforts. The Kingdom of Bahrain also continues its steady steps toward a future powered by AI by investing in research and development, enhancing cooperation between the public and private sectors, and providing an environment supportive of innovation. These efforts are a guarantee of achieving sustainable development and the well-being of citizens.
And under the chairmanship of the Speaker of the Arab Parliament, Adel Assoumi, and the Member of the Arab Parliament, Mamdouh El-Salah, participated in the meeting of the Palestine Committee of Arab Parliament. El-Salah affirmed that it is time for the international community to stop the wars against the Palestinian people and to implement the resolutions of the international legitimacy emphasized by Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty the King. He pointed out that the committee reviewed the messages issued issued by the Arab Parliament concerning the latest developments in Palestinian cause, directed to regional and international parliamentary and human rights institutions. The committee also reviewed the statements issued by the Arab Parliament regarding Palestine over the past 2 months, the draft resolution of the Arab Parliament on the latest developments in the Palestinian cause and the situation in the occupied territories, and the draft resolution of the Arab Parliament on the condition of Palestinian women.